Hello there. Welcome to Chipola College Television. Royce Reagan here with our athletic department to talk a little bit about our men's basketball program here in the month of October. Got about, from the day we record this, we got about 2 weeks before we actually start playing games that you want to know about. Brett Campbell, how you doing?
Royce, good to see you.
Good to see you. How's it coming with you and your team?
It's going well. I really like the team. I like the maturity of this team. They know how to work hard every day, and they're focused every day they come to practice, so it makes it enjoyable to coach guys like that.
Would you tell me the truth if I ask you a question?
Sure.
How does this team compare to some of the D1 teams you've played?
You know, talent-wise, I think we could compete with a number of Division I teams. Of course, you know, we have three guys who have played at the Division I level already, one from Clemson in the ACC and one from George Mason and one from Rice University. So we've got three guys that are already experienced that level, along with some other sophomores that, you know, have been around a little bit.
Well, how does it feel to be the coach of a place where every time you play, they're going to play their best game because we're the team to beat?
You know, we've certainly talked about that, Royce. That's one of the things we talk about, that we have not only Chipola on our jersey, but that means Kentucky to a lot of teams at another level. And everybody knows the tradition that Chipola has had throughout the years, the winning tradition and what we're about. So we've talked about that from early stages, that we're going to get everybody's best shot, and we better be ready for that.
Well, I know it's early in the season, but which looks the best right now, defense or offense?
Well, you know, we're trying to groom both of them to get them right here in the next couple of weeks, and certainly to prepare for January when the conference starts. But, you know, it's your defense is usually a little bit ahead of your offense at this point, but both of them need a lot of fine-tuning, so we certainly are working on both of them on a regular basis.
Well, I've only seen you practice twice, and I wasn't there long either time. And I didn't ever hear you talk ugly to anybody.
Well, sometimes they don't make me talk ugly. Sometimes they...
I mean, you would say, okay. When they'd make a mistake, you would say, okay, okay. Does that mean, son, if we go get it right one of these times, and then I'll be able to say why you...
Well, one of the things that, you know, I certainly realize it is October. You know, we haven't had a lot of practices, and now once January comes along, I'm probably not quite as appreciative as mistakes, and you might hear a little different tone. But, you know, there are times that we have to use a little stronger tone from time to time. But as I said, these players really get it, and that's what's enjoy about walking in there every day. I think they're focused and ready to play. Well,
I've seen the guards out front seem to be already running the show, sort of. You know what I'm saying? Well, motivational and moving it and, you know, talking it up.
They have. They've done a good job. I think a key to a good, successful team is being able to communicate, and it starts at the top. And I think our guards and our point guards have certainly tried to take some leadership roles from that standpoint, and I've been very pleased with how they've handled that.
How about height? What do we got?
You know, we certainly have a little bit of height, 6'10", 6'9", 6'9". You know, I'm not sure height wins all the time, but it certainly doesn't hurt to have it. So we've got some size in there, and one of the things I think we are very big out top. I mean, our point guard's 6'5", 6'4".
Wow.
So across the board, I like our size from the guard play all the way in.
Well, it looks like, I mean, I don't know what y'all were working on here. It just looked like you did this repetitious on some of the things. You would call it out, they would go run it, and I didn't hear them making many mistakes. I mean, you didn't say much. Once in a while you'd say, whoop, give me three more.
Sure,
whatever that meant.
Well, repetition, as you well know, or anybody knows, and whether it's music or athletics, repetition is what you need to make sure you're better. And that's what we're trying to do right now, is from a teaching standpoint. Right there you can see we're working on a horns play, and Ali and Charlie got a little confused, but you know, it's early, and that's why we try and do a lot of repetition on a regular basis.
All right, well, we've got about 5 classics between now and on the campus between now and Christmas. Some of it was girls, some of it boys, men and women, and sometimes a couple of them where the men and women play, if I remember correctly. So we got a lot of chance to practice a lot of real games before conference play.
We certainly do, and that first weekend in November, you'll have an opportunity to see both the men and women's team play on the same days, and that's a classic that we'll have where on Friday and Saturday, both teams will play at 5 and 7 o'clock. Also, Northwest Florida, the reigning national champion on the men's side, will be on the court here playing another opponent besides ourselves. So you've got 2 national championship teams playing that weekend, Chipola's women and Northwest Florida's men.
Bring it back to us, Kenny. Well, I'm looking forward to it. It looks like, based on an old man looking at a team, this might be as good a talent as we've ever had. I don't know about individually, but collectively we seem to be in good shape.
Well, it's hard to say we got as good as talent as they've ever had, because I know the talent level has been unbelievable here at Chipola. But I do like the makeup of this basketball team. I like the character of this team, and I like their focus. So I think it's going to be an enjoyable year, and looking forward to it.
How many coaches are you going to play that know you?
You know, almost everybody on our schedule, with the exception of probably maybe 5 that I may not know. But just being in the business that long, I'm not sure if that's a good thing or not.
You're not that old.
But being in it
Well,
quite a while,
what will
you know
they
several
say
of the
that you
coaches.
run? If they say, if somebody calls to check, somebody's got to play you and they don't know you, and they call somebody who does know you, what does he run? What are they going to say about you?
Well, you know, we run several quick hitters is what we do, and typically we try and run some things that are beneficial to our players and to their style and to their skill set. So, you know, we'll try and do some isolation sets, try and create some shooters to get open. I don't think I'm probably going to be tagged as certainly not a motion guy or a UCLA guy, anything like that. It's more quick hitters. You know, with 30-second clock nowadays,
Makes you do things.
it does make you do things a little bit quicker, and that's the style that you about have to go by nowadays. But I think you'll see an exciting brand of basketball. I think you'll see an up-tempo brand of basketball, and hopefully on the defensive end, a very tough-minded team.
Well, we've got 2 weeks when you don't basically do a show, but starting the next week, you're going to do a show every week. We'll make it work and fit your schedule, because I know how that is. I got to do a lot of traveling, but we want to do that. Coach, thank you, bud. Looking forward to it.
Thank you, Royce. Always a pleasure.
You see it here, folks, on Chipola College Television. We will be live on a lot of the games that we play all year long. We're looking forward to that. But Coach Campbell's got a big chore. He's got to take some men and make them into a team by at least by January, but we hope by November. But I appreciate him. Most of all, I appreciate your watching and supporting Chipola College TV.